Hello, I'm Lucas, and this is a bit of lit, and I'm here to talk about Book 3 for Paradise Lost by John Milton, and I'm going to try and, again, streamline even more for this video. First video was way too long, second video was much shorter, and yeah, let's just get going. So in this one, we're no longer following Satan, who has fallen down after his war in heaven. Been chained to a lake of fire, broken free, built pandemonium with all his fallen angels, and went into the war room to discuss the next policy, and sort of manipulated his crew so that he would seize power, take firm grasp of it, and be the one to pervert humanity, so that God would punish or destroy Adam and Eve and the rest of humanity. And time again, we see the amazing power of the language of Milton, especially with Satan. He's a really relatable character, and he feels like the hero, and it does so much to make him a credible threat to poor Adam and Eve. And yeah, so now Book 3, we're not following him anymore, right away at least. We have God and his son, Jesus, who I don't think is actually named, but it is Jesus. And they're watching Satan talking about what he's going to do and how he's going to succeed. And his son thinks, well, why? And God tells him that if I didn't give them free will, if I didn't give Adam and Eve free will, which is the reason why they will be seduced to the other side, to not treat me with the respect I deserve, expect, whatever, not listen to me. The reason they will be seduced, it's because of the free will I give them, so that they will be sincere in their love for me and everything I've given them. And unfortunately, they will fall to seduction, and then they sort of have this discussion about, well, can't you just forgive them? Oh yeah, I could forgive them, but I believe it's Jesus. I didn't circle it, but I believe Jesus says, but there needs to be punishment so that justice can remain intact. Maybe it was God. I didn't write that down exactly. But I think it was Jesus, because Jesus offers himself as a sacrifice. Because God has it in his mind that something has to die for there to be sacrifice. And Jesus, behold me then, me for him, life for life I offer. On me let thine anger fall. Account me man. I for his sake will leave thy bosom, and this glory next to thee freely put off, and for him lastly die well pleased. Just a very noble thing of his son to do. You know, it is kind of weird and doesn't... you know, I guess I'm just not up to date or fully knowledgeable about everything within Christian doctrine, despite having grown up in church, going to church. But it is really strange to, okay, you give them free will and you give free pass to all the angels who, you know, you release them from their adamantine chains and sort of allow this tragedy to happen, I guess, so that they can be shown that there is a way. But you sacrifice your son, who is you, and this happened because you just took your hands off and let things be, I guess. I mean, it's difficult for me to process it. There's no direct mention of his son being God as well, but I digress. It is a little strange. And the main reason they do this, actually, to justify this horrifying action, is to pervert all the evil that Satan plans to do and will do. Or not pervert it, but to rectify it and to make it good. To rectify the evil that he does to humanity and everywhere in hell, the evil that he did when he was in the kingdom of heaven. It's all necessary to rectify it into a net positive, into something good. And they sort of talk about rapture, which is interesting, from Revelation, I believe. Then all thy saints assembled, thou shalt judge bad men and angels. They, arraigned, shall sink beneath thy sentence. Hell, her numbers full, thenceforth shall be forever shut. Meanwhile the world shall burn, and from her ashes spring new heaven and earth, wherein the just shall dwell, and after all their tribulations long see golden days, fruitful of golden deeds, with joy and peace triumphing, and fair truth. It sounds really nice. The whole process of getting there is, again, a little weird and confusing and to my mind, disturbing, but I guess it's all worth it. And what's even stranger, and I think it's sort of a parallel, I think, there was a little bit less mention of the praise from the demons, the devils, the fallen angels in the last book. But this book, the angels are singing and joyous and totally happy. And yeah, I guess they are angels. They're just in hell now, so a great plan. It would make sense that they would have this parallel, but it is interesting. I don't think it's meant to disparage God in any way, but it's weird. So anyway, halfway through we start following Satan, and he shows up somewhere between India and China. My guess is the Himalayas. I don't think it did say mountaintops or anything, but that would be my guess. And I'm in China, so I felt recognized. Anyway, while he's there, he sees a large structure with some stairs down to earth, and it's the only place where you can see heaven. And let me try and find the right page, get the right thing to make sure I quote the right part. To darkness such as bound the ocean wave, Satan from hence now on the lower stair, that scaled by steps of gold to heaven gate, looks down with wonder at the sudden view of all this world at once, as when a scout through dark and desert ways, with peril gone all night, at last by break of cheerful dawn obtains the brow of some high climbing hill, which to his eye discovers unaware the goodly prospect of some foreign land first seen, or some renowned metropolis, with glistening spires and pinnacles adorned, which now the rising sun gilds with his beams. Such wonder seized, though after heaven seen, the spirit malign, but much more envy seized, at night, at sight of all this world beheld so far. He is rightfully angry. Maybe not rightfully angry, but he is thoroughly upset about all of these beautiful things he's seeing, about this structure, about the world he's in, that was given to these new creations. Very envious and petty in a way, and really angry. And then he sees Uriel, an angel, and he turns into a cherub to deceive her, so that he can ask, hey, I'm a new angel, and I want to see the inhabitants of this beautiful world. And she falls for it, not knowing that she should be worried about Satan or any wily tricks or anything. And once again, we see Satan change shape, and his appearances are deceiving. The whole show in book 2 with the Beelzebub bringing up the policy to pervert humanity. In book 1, we see him the size of Leviathan, which is an incomprehensibly large size. And then we see him trick and manipulate an angel. And this video has gone on just about as long as the last video, but yeah, I think these 3 books really do an amazing job. There's so much beautiful language, and I'm still not giving it enough appreciation, the appreciation it deserves, but Satan is really relatable, and you can understand him, and you can feel for him, but you never sort of want him to succeed, because you see how he deceives people, how he tricks people, and you see how, like I said before, how credible of a threat he is, and that, I think, is the magic of Paradise Lost. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will do book 4 very soon. Thank you. Goodbye.